Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a brand new supernatural slash autumn themed cozy mysteries video. So I kind of wanted to gather new releases that have come out either already this year, 2022, or that will be coming out before the end of this year that are either autumn themed, Halloween themed, supernatural themed, anything that I thought would be good for this kind of season that makes me excited. So our first book is called The Ghost and the Stolen Tears by Cleo Coyle. This is a haunted bookshop mystery. It's book 8, and this will be coming out on October 4th. This particular book, at least in the description, it doesn't explicitly state what season or time of year this is set in. However, it is a haunted bookshop mystery series, so it's going to have that haunted kind of ghostly element, which I think is just perfect for this time of year. So our main character in this is named Penelope Thornton McClure, and she is the owner of the haunted bookshop, and she has a part-time employee named Norma who is described as a modern-day nomad. She lives out of her van and teardrop trailer. She's really solitude. She loves to read. She's a very peaceful, nature-loving kind of person, and so Penelope as they call her, is just really excited to have her helping out in the bookshop. However, Norma also works another job as a housekeeper at the Finch Inn, which is what gets her into a big problem, basically. So she is actually accused of stealing jewels from a guest room, and this is not only this isn't your everyday jewel. This is the legendary Valentino teardrops, that's the name of the book, which is an antique necklace and earring set which was inherited by a young socialite. So Penelope knows that Norma is not guilty of the crime. However, the evidence against her is really strong, and Norma actually ends up disappearing before she's arrested, which concerns Penelope even more, basically. And here's the really interesting tidbit that really got me, is that back in the 1940s, the same Valentino teardrops were the star of a bizarre case of betrayal and murder. So it sounds like history is about to repeat itself, and Penelope is working, it sounds like, with some kind of ghost that was gunned down decades ago, perhaps in the same crime, and she's working with him to solve the case. So it sounds like Penelope has some kind of supernatural ability. She can talk to or see ghosts, which is just perfect for this time of year. I think the cover is darling. I love the cat on it. I have not personally read anything by Cleo Coyle, and I need to get on it. I've had so many of you recommend her coffee shop mysteries to me, and now I just learned about this series and I have to check it out. But this is our first recommendation. Let's go ahead and hop into book 2. So our next book is another supernatural mystery. This one is already released and it's called Till Death. It's written by Carol J. Perry. It is a Witch City mystery book 12, and this one already came out this year, so it is available right now, and it is located in Salem, Massachusetts, which I thought, again, absolutely perfect for this time of year, nice and witchy and creepy, and I love the cat on the cover. It's so cute. So this kind of has two different mysteries going on, it sounds like. So our main character, Lee, is getting married. She's getting ready to tie the knot, and she's planning on working on moving out of her aunt's house right now, it sounds like, and her aunt kind of co-parent a clairvoyant cat, which I'm very interested in that detail, and just perfect little supernatural element there. And so she's moving out, and her aunt's new tenant is giving her aunt bad vibes, so I'm thinking there might be some kind of mystery surrounding there. It kind of leaves it at that in the summary. The other mystery is that her and her fiance are going to be taking a honeymoon to Maine, which sounds just beautiful with all the nature up there. I've never been to the East Coast, but it sounds gorgeous. And so they're going to be taking a honeymoon up there. However, where they're honeymooning is actually close to the site where her parents died in a mysterious car crash that was never solved. So it sounds like on this honeymoon, Lee is going to be kind of using her psychic gifts and abilities to try to put together what actually happened to her parents and maybe solve a kind of a present and past case. So it sounds like there might be kind of more than one mystery. They're kind of being combined in this. I'm really interested in this. I haven't read this series. Let me know if you have, because it sounds incredibly interesting to me. I love the clairvoyant cat detail. Really caught my imagination there. So this next book I'm especially excited about because it's on my TBR to read very soon, because I'm actually wrapping up book 1 right now, which is A Glimmer of Death. This is part of the Odessa Jones mystery series by Valerie Wilson Welsey, and the book on this list that I'm recommending is called A Fatal Glow, which came out this year, and it's book 2 within the series. So Odessa is our main character. She's also called Dessa. This book has already come out, like I said. It is book 2 of the Odessa Jones mystery series, and it's written by award-winning creator creator of New Work Private Eye, Tamara Hale. And I'm especially excited about this because I'm enjoying book 1 so much. The character development and the writing and just the mystery, everything is so layered and nuanced and just lovely. I love Odessa as a character. And so she is a recent widow, and in this one she is a real estate agent and also running a catering business. So she is really excited about scoring this exclusive catering job from a wealthy businessman named Casey. And she's excited because this is going to propel her career into the big leagues, and she's getting, unfortunately, a little bit of her second sight is warning her that this party is a bad idea, but she brushes it aside because she's like, no, this is a really good idea for my career. She doesn't listen to that little psychic warning that she was receiving, and unfortunately, Casey drops dead at the brunch after sampling one of her homemade preserves. So now Odessa and her friends who helped her cook are all considered suspects in this man's death. And so to clear her name, she starts looking into Casey's life. She looks into his sinister business partner, his tormented ex-wife, and she's also using the help of her spirited aunt who has some supernatural powers of her own, her loyal co-workers, and her mischievous cat Juniper, who is just super darling. In the first book, Juniper is just this beautiful black cat with green eyes, just adorable. Really love the descriptions of Juniper. So this sounds perfect. I really recommend this series for this time of year. I'm so enjoying A Glimmer of Death, but just the supernatural psychic element is just perfect, and it's just a really fun series. I'm really enjoying it. So our next book is called Whiskers and Lies by Sofie Kelly, and this is a magical cat mystery book series, and it's book 14 within the series, so quite a long backlist if you're interested in it. This book just released. By the time you're watching this, it should have released either today or tomorrow. It's coming out September 13th, so very soon. And this book has a lot of fun elements in it. It takes place during a Halloween party. It's got magical cats. It's got the beautiful pumpkin on the front, so this is just a perfect autumn and supernatural cozy. So our main character in this is named Kathleen, and she is a librarian, and they're hosting like a Halloween reading buddies party event, which I want to go to something like that. That sounds super fun. And one of her friends, Georgia, who is a baker, is going to be catering the event. So they're meeting one day at the library to go over different catering details. And on the way out, Georgia is confronted by her mother-in-law, who is threatening her with some kind of legal action, and it gets quite heated. So unfortunately, after this confrontation, Georgia's mother-in-law is found dead, and she is quickly implicated in the crime because of the heated argument and the legal charges and things that were happening against each other. And Kathleen steps up to the plate to clear her friend's name because she knows she's innocent and she's a great person, and I guess she uses somehow her magical cats as well in the mystery, and the cats' names are Hercules and Owen, which is really darling, and I guess they have some kind of magical abilities. I haven't read this series personally, but this just sounds like a perfect autumn mystery if you are someone who is a cat lover, supernatural lover. This will be right up your alley. So our next one has a very interesting theme to it. It's very unique for the cozy mystery world, and that is called A Trip with Trouble. This is the Mountain Lodge mystery series. It's book 2 in the series. It's written by Diane Kelly, and this book will be coming out on October 25th, so about a month or so this will be coming out. So our main character in this is named Misty Murphy, and she's part of like a women's motorcycle group, and they have rented out this like mountaintop lodge, and they've planned like this really fun motorcycle trip that's like sightseeing for different fall foliage. It's like the perfect autumn ride. The cover on this is super darling, very autumn themed. I just love it. And so they're all looking forward to it. They've totally booked out this lodge, and they go off and take this ride. However, the last member of the like group, the one who's like at the tail end of the group, ends up not showing up at the meeting place when everyone else has arrived. So they can't find their friend. They're immediately concerned, and unfortunately there's like no cell phone service in the area because they're up in the mountains. So her and her friends are immediately alarmed. They're trying to figure out, did their friend run out of gas maybe? Was she in an accident? Is there something more sinister that happened? So they take off trying to find her along this like autumn path. So there's going to be a lot of outdoors like autumn foliage and stuff throughout the book, which I think is just perfect. And they're trying to find their friend before, to see if something is wrong, what's happened to her, and that's kind of the summary of the book. I think this has a really unique theme. I've never read or really heard of like a motorcycle themed cozy mystery before. Let me know if you have, but I thought this was a fun, unique take on the series and just a different type of occupation or hobby to kind of combine with the mystery. So this next one I am so excited for. It's called The Plot in the Pendulum. It's by one of my favorite cozy mystery writers, and that is Jenn McKinlay, and this is part of her Library Lovers mystery series. This is book 13 in the series. I've read like the first 10 or so and just loved it, and this book will be coming out on October 11th. So this book actually takes place like right before Halloween, so it's a perfect autumn cozy mystery. Our main character, Lindsay Norris, is the Briar Creek like library director, and she just loves her job. She's an amazing character. I love reading about her, and essentially Lindsay finds out that the library is the beneficiary of the Dorchester family's vast book collection. So when Lindsay and the library staff arrive at the old Victorian estate to gather the books, things kind of take a bad turn. One of the bookcases actually has a secret passage behind it, and there's a room in the secret passageway where a skeleton is found clutching an old copy of the collected works of Edgar Allan Poe, of all things. Pretty creepy. And she does a quick check of the missing persons, trying to figure out who this might be because they're wearing distinctive 80s era clothing. And she comes across this missing person case in the area from 1989 where there was a runaway bride who went missing just weeks before her wedding. Unfortunately, Lindsay suspects that the bride wasn't actually a runaway and this skeleton might actually be the bride. So her and her Crafternoon Club, who I love the way Jenn McKinlay has it set up with this series. The beginning of the Library Lovers mystery series, they kind of have a Crafternoon Club meeting, which is where Lindsay and her friends and some of the library employees all meet to do crafts and talk about their book club selection, which is just fun, and oftentimes they tag along to help with the mystery as well, or use their own resources to help Lindsay as well. So Lindsay's going to be trying to figure out what this cold case is, and I personally love a cold case mystery series. I just think it's so fascinating when they're digging through history and stuff like that. So this one has been on my most anticipated releases. I just featured it in my most anticipated book releases for the rest of the year, which I'll link above if you want to check it out, and I highly recommend this series if you haven't checked it out. It's amazing, and this one is definitely a perfect autumn one as it's approaching Halloween, and it's just awesome. I highly recommend this series. So our next one is a Thanksgiving cozy mystery, and it's called Peanut Butter Panic by Amanda Flower. This is an Amish candy shop mystery, book 7 within the series, and this one already came out in August, so it is available currently. Our main character in this, Bailey, runs a candy shop called Swissman Sweets, and it's her biggest weekend. It's approaching for Thanksgiving weekend. The town this is set in is called Harvest, Ohio, and they're throwing an event with like 700 people with all this candy and stuff, and her shop will be catering some of the desserts at the event. And she's really looking forward to it until she finds out that her mother is coming to the event, and it sounds like they have a very stressful relationship, and she's like a very harsh judge, and that on its own is bad enough for Bailey. And then her mother actually shows up with a much younger boyfriend that she hasn't met before named Blaze, which is pretty shocking to her, and that should be the biggest news of the mystery, right? Until Blaze actually ends up dying after eating something that was contaminated with peanut butter, and I guess he's allergic to peanuts. So immediately this puts a lot of suspicion on Bailey and her co-workers and stuff who made the candy and were handling it. So Bailey starts immediately sleuthing around trying to figure out what happened to clear her and her co-workers' names, and to just find out what happened to this man. Even though she probably wasn't the biggest fan of him, no one deserves to die like that. So she is on the case trying to figure out what exactly happened. I had to include this on the list because look at the adorable pig on the cover, and it's just a Thanksgiving one. It's got just the perfect autumn vibes. It sounds really cute. Our next book is called Spirits and Sourdough, and this is written by Bailey Cates. This is a magical bakery mystery. It's book 10 within the series, and this book has already come out, so it's available for purchase now. So the main character in this is kind of interesting. I included this because it's a supernatural cozy. The main character is a baker and a hedge witch, which I'm not entirely sure what a hedge witch is, but I'm very interested just by the name alone. Katie is our main character, and she runs Honeybee Bakery in Savannah, and she wants to learn more about the town and stuff, and she's just very interested in history. So she takes a ghost tour, and while on the ghost tour, the psychic tour guide tells her that she's being followed by a recently murdered woman, and Katie's really concerned about this, and she realizes that the woman who's following her that was recently murdered, she actually had met earlier that day. So this is a very recent murder, and so she's kind of on the case trying to figure out what happened to that woman, feeling a little responsible or just, you know, upset because she had just met the woman. And there's also a secondary mystery in this, in the fact that she is recently married and her husband usually has like a guardian angel following him, but recently the guardian angel has disappeared. So Katie's really concerned about his welfare and well-being because she's concerned that without the guardian angel, maybe something bad will happen to him. So she's also trying to figure out what exactly happened there, trying to find where the guardian angel is. So it's kind of a dual mystery involving like ghosts and angels, which I think is just fun. I like the idea of the ghost tour and the the woman who was just murdered that day. It sounds like that Katie had just met, so it sounds like a very interesting mystery with a lot of different elements and the supernatural elements, which just makes this perfect for fall. So that is the end of our list today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know if I missed any new-ish or new ones that haven't come out, releases that are like autumn or supernatural themed that you're really excited for. I thought these were just some perfect picks for this season. And if you guys want any more autumn recommendations, I just posted a video with some older autumn cozy book recommendations that are favorites of mine, and I'll link that above for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I do upload videos every single week, lots of mystery content especially, and I will be posting a lot more autumn, Halloween, fall, Christmas videos coming up, so definitely get ready for that. And I don't think I mentioned, my name's Amy Marie. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what books you're excited for this season, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!